Ultimate trigger warning, activate! Done.
You feel that? Oh!
The triggers shall be pulled. Every last one of you shall be, at the end of this night, shall be pulled in by the
Nobody cares about that. So anyway, but welcome back to part 2 of Tales Chapter 8. And this is the part that I've been foreshadowing since forever. That the whole gimmick of the ultimate trigger warning is specifically designed for. This is the part that Devar has been waiting for a long time.
Oh boy, sure. Mr. Jefferson!
Because this part is basically the direct follow-up to a certain other scene that we may or may not fumbled upon all the way back to Chapter 6. And I think you know of which scene I'm talking about. And Matti, in case you do not know of which scene I'm talking about, you will soon find out.
Yes.
So, Devar.
Yep.
You are going to read this.
I am going to read this. Are you basically trying to plan something here?
Just, last time a scene like this, I was the one who read it, so it seems only fair that you follow me. You do it. Basically, I'm sending you to the proverbial gallows here.
All right, so essentially, you're sending me to the wild rabid lions, essentially.
It's either going to be intense violence or sexual perversions, and believe me, I've seen my fair share of them. So
yes, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm pretty sure you have. And but again, this is more for our audience than for us, because this can be easily triggerable, if that's even a real word. But perhaps the most disturbing fact about this is that I was the one who wrote it in 2008. So yes, and now that I'm a completely different person from that other person in 2008, just going back to see the horrible things that this person, that's not me anymore, wrote. Oh gosh, this is some quantum leap mess. Just triggers me because I wrote this. Oh.
All right. Let's get the chamomile and honey down your throat, and to calm your nerves. And
then there's Devar, who gets easily triggered by everything. So
I get easily triggered by everything.
Oh yes, that's part of your character. That's what makes you charming. You reacting, oh no, and then I reacting, oh yes.
Like
triggers are for people who can't handle the harshness of life.
Well, you're the connoisseur of the worst things in life, Marty.
Well, and children.
Oh gosh. I'm just gonna carry on now. Jeez, Lord.
And also, a brief recap of the first half of this chapter, just to, keep things rolling. Speaking of children, Knuckles killed a bunch of those in just the previous paragraph. Granted, they were robotized children, which is even worse because apparently a lot of children have been killed and turned into robots to begin with. And Knuckles destroyed them. Now he's covered in their blood. And all the while, he was in some sort of a frenzy mode, berserk mode, if you will. And he was singing a very disturbing rendition of 10 Little Indians while doing all of that child massacring. So there's that.
Well,
And now he's covered in blood, basically traumatized. And, well, that's one whole can of worms that has been unleashed to the world. And now from that, we get, without catching a break, we get straight into the worst part of this fanfiction, of this chapter at least. So, yes, let's begin.
right, let's begin. But it starts with dialogue.
I know which character I'm going to be.
Oh,
And
okay.
Devar is going to be the narrator here. So, Matti, do you want to be Amy for the first time ever?
Well, let's try.
Oh, goody.
What? What was that?
That's amazing. Okay.
Yes, that's amazing. Like stage plays. Okay, let's go on. So should we take that as his take of Amy that has done this line?
Yep. Okay. Yep. The director is like, perfect take. No need to take any retakes. That's going to go into production now. It's just
Yeah, just breathe in. Perfect. You don't need to do any more. Okay, I'm gonna start the narration. I am stalling for time here.
stop doing that.
All right, speakers. Okay. Amy heard it as well. The horrible screams in the distance. She's been running around in the wood for some time now. She was lost in the darkest zone of the forest, where the ancient trees were so thick that she could not distinguish day from night.
So it's basically the forest full of the spiders that we had in The Hobbit.
Yeah. That was discomforting her. Or better, it was frightening her.
Well,
How
Amy, I hope you're a fan of Sleepy Hollow.
How is that any better, being frightened?
No, or better in the sense that this is a better definition for it.
Oh. Alone in the dark?
Those movies sucked.
Not a funny thing at all.
Somebody had to make a comment about the Alone in the Dark game series. I was not expecting Matti to be the one.
I've only seen the movies.
I only know the video games.
Wait, there is more than one movie?
Yeah, it was some direct-to-video thing. Uwe Boll didn't direct it, but
I know that Uwe Boll made the Alone in the Dark film, but I did not know there was more than one.
oh yeah, there was one from 2008. Rick Yoon played the title character, if I remember. And Danny Trejo was in it too.
Okay, let's continue on.
Okay, in that case, I have to watch it now, because if Danny Trejo is in it, it cannot be that bad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's better than the first one.
Well, it doesn't take much, really.
Yeah, like, stop messing with the lights. Okay, let's see.
Matti.
Dialogue.
Blast that Knuckles! Why all the groups have to split up? It's like in that stupid ancient TV show that I've heard about.
Oh, no.
Oh, I just referenced the Scooby-Doo, apparently.
For a minute.
That's no good.
For a minute, a peculiar scenario came in the hyperactive mind of Amy Rose. She imagined herself in the shape of a chubby four-eyed nerd, which would actually be cute. Blaze wearing a kitsch purple dress, and with awful long red hair. Espio with shaggy hair and a ridiculously slim body. Knuckles all muscles in brackets, in a white pullover and orange foulard, and with blonde dreadlocks. And finally, tails in the form of a dog. A talking dog, nonetheless.
It's the best cosplay. of the Scooby-Doo gang. That's something I would love to see, actually. I mean, Knuckles with blonde dreadlocks? Are you kidding me?
Also with that ascot. Oh my lord.
Oh boy. Also, Tails is a talking dog. Big deal. They're all Mobians.
He's a talking fox. That means he would have to change his tail.
It's not really a big deal if there's a talking dog, considering everybody's a talking animal here.
And I think Amy's the only one who wears clothes.
Well, Blaze wears clothes too.
The women or the female, as we established, they all tend to wear something. Unless their name is Sally Acorn. She just, she's a...
Free spirit.
Yes, let's go with that. She's a savant of the full frontal nudity, or I should say furry frontal nudity.
Alright, my Tony J impression is probably not helping matters. Well, my trying of it. Amy, as the nerdy fatty, muttered something about she's not fat. Having a new mystery to solve or something.
And at this point, it stops being cute and it starts becoming annoying. I keep going on with the Scooby-Doo reference that everybody has gotten already.
While Knuckles, as the blonde idiot, was telling everybody to split up for whatever stupid reason. The Shaggy Espio and the Doggy Tails weren't quite agree with the plan.
Again, with being quite agree with something. That's not the first time we meet. Agree.
No, I quite disagree with your plans. So the geeky Amy offered them a reward in order to ensure their cooperation. Dog snacks. And the creepy part was they accepted it. Both of them did.
Is this some sort of postmodern deconstruction of the Scooby-Doo's franchise? Because it's not working.
It's not a very good one.
Okay, now that was weird.
What? So wait, she like JD from Scrubs now? Just thinks of the scene in her head and then just comments about it?
I guess so.
There'd be toilet paper everywhere! Sorry, lost in thought. Okay, said the pink hedgehog to herself. Now back in her original shape and reality. Suddenly, she felt lonely no more.
Guys, can you feel that?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Oh God, no! I was about to say, that is the noise of the whiplash for the sudden tonal shift that you're receiving right on your neck.
That's how it's more effective.
That was kind of dull for a whiplash. Okay.
Well, that's the point. It's painful, but it's not like you can hear it.
Okay, let me think now.
That's the point. You don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm. The point of this whole thing. We get you. Okay. Someone was observing her. She could feel it, and her spine was under a shiver attack for that.
Shiver attack mode activate!
Without even thinking about it, she started running like as if it was no tomorrow, only to find her face against a very familiar white-haired chest.
Oh, we need to stop meeting like this.
Oh, Tails, is that you? You got white-haired chests.
You wish. Well, hello there. I didn't know you were that eager to meet again.
Oh dear. Can you feel the love tonight? She slowly elevated her eyes to his red ruby ones.
You can do it, Devar. If you believe in yourself, you can read that line.
Yes. We all know we can. Her face was kind of a show. Was kind of a show. It's a really kind of a big shoe. Really big shoe.
Okay, I like to think that her eyes actually like curtain tense and elevating themselves, racing, revealing a stage in which there is a said clown on a tricycle balancing pins in a juggling motion.
I can't help but think of Amy suddenly having a sign appear in her eyes, and then suddenly Jerry pops out, covered in white paint, doing a little dance, going.
I like that even more. Matty, anything to add to this lovely scenario?
Nothing at all.
You really are an important contribution to this.
All right.
I'm sure I'm going to make a pop culture reference somewhere else in this story.
Speaking of which, you're up next.
Oh no! Not him! Anyone but him!
Yeah, she is screaming internally. That's why it's in bold and italic.
Her black and red harasser was right there in front of her, with a malicious grin on his lips.
Oh gee, I wonder what is he going to try to do in the dark and ominous forest with virtually no exit and no sunlight.
Here we go again.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you know, this was much more terrific the first time it happened, mostly because none of us have seen that coming. Surprisingly, not even me. But now that we were prepared for this, this might actually go down much easier. I wish I didn't say that.
Okay. It's your line then, Madhog.
Yeah. You can't live without me, do you? It seems like a song out of Dirty Dancing.
Oh gosh. Asked Shadow, not hinting his ironical tone.
Moving on.
That's not how irony works.
You?
She angrily said, before trying to hit him with her hammer, only to be immobilized once again against a tree.
You
Boy.
brute.
Matty,
That wasn't there.
that voice does not sound terrified at all. In fact, quite the opposite.
It's like a playful, oh, you brute.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Yes. No. Let's do this. Let's make light of this situation.
Please, no.
No. You know, this is the third time you tried to bump me with that little toy of yours. Do you like it violent or what?
Oh no, please don't tell me.
Oh, yes.
Well, this is a story written by Madhog. What do you think?
Well, now.
2008 Madhog, to be exact. I think it was 2008 you said last time.
Yes, I think I said that about 10 million times by now.
Yes, that you said it so many times that you literally chiseled it into the rock that is into my lobe.
It will be on your grave, by the way, once you die after finishing reading this story. He died because of 2008 Madhog, not present time Madhog and his stories. He couldn't quite agree, and it was meant.
And it says in fine print, I am not sorry. Okay. She was back on the aforementioned tree, with Shadow blocking her possible escapes with his arms.
Okay, she has like 3 escapes on her right, on her left, and up above, and he's blocking all of those.
And below, too.
This is the last time I fly with Shadow Airlines.
Yeah, they don't even go through any safety videos or anything. he was dangerously near. She could sense his warm breath on her face and the rest of his body touching her own. They were eye to eye. Wanting, determined eyes to scared and insecure eyes.
Let me go.
She said, desperately trying to subside his grip on her.
In more ways than one.
No.
Was his simple answer,
Ooh, that was scary.
with no single humph to go with it. She was on the verge of tears, frightened like a little defenseless kid. She felt like one.
Actually, no. That mental image makes things much worse.
Totally
And
worse considering her age.
Considering she's actually 12. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad, so bad, so bad.
And
Oh god.
you got away with this.
But only she's a defenseless kid and now she feels like one too. If I understood that.
Right.
Why? Why me?
Because I am the ultimate love machine. No, okay. No, seriously. Because you see, I was in the area and I thought, hey, there's this one girl I like. Maybe she wants to go out, so I come to ask her on a date. No, I'm here to do something far worse than that. Because I'm reprising the joke from last time. What is wrong with me?
Believe me, I am reaching for my water pistol right now for you.
Because the script said so. See, it's right here. I have to get you on a tree and
I am
have to
filling the water pistol full of water.
because you remind me of a person I knew.
Thank you. Puts the gun down.
A very important person to me. So what, did you like to sexually assault this very important person to you too? Because that's the vibe I'm getting from you.
This is kind of what's the word? Contradictory to how one would act.
More or less.
And
Or maybe this is some kind of a sick, twisted revenge he's implementing to the said person through Amy, or...
It is not. It is quite the opposite, in fact.
Right.
Oh, maybe the explanation is that they were into some sort of kinky stuff.
Well, I can only theorize that Shadow has some deep-seated, disturbing thoughts that he wished he could enacted on that important person, but couldn't.
No, you don't say.
At least that is how we analyze his deep, complex character.
Deep and complex is not what I was looking for.
Well, one of those words is actually accurate, but not in the sense you're thinking of.
And it was true, in a sort of way.
Well, that's helping.
In the beginning, Shadow...
Oh no, come on, no! Okay, seriously? We're getting another backstory thrown in at the worst possible time?
In the beginning...
Jeez!
In the beginning... Man did not walk the earth.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do that. I knew it.
And a fox cub was reaching for an apple.
Yeah, well, that actually happened in the beginning of the story. That is.
Okay, Shadow's interest towards this girl were rather venal. Or venal.
What does venal mean?
Please move on.
But now, after encountering her again, what had started like a timid sensation...
Timid? You were everything but timid.
Yeah, he was full frontal about it.
Well, actually, it was full behind. Not full frontal. Oh god! Oh god!
Oh my lord.
Apparently venal means corrupted. What?
Okay, so, right. Let me just continue here, and then let's just ignore what Matty just said. Okay, timid sensation became a certainly the more he looked at her form.
Oh, it was supposed to be certainty, but I wrote certainly.
Yeah.
That's-
There
okay.
was something in her body,
Oh,
in
for
her
Christ.
personality,
Oh, for chaos' sake!
in her gorgeous eyes.
You know, your Tony J impersonation is not helping in the slightest.
Even in her voice that reminded him of her. The only one he shared a link with. The only one that cared for him. The only being he's ever loved.
You know, it's really hard to be sympathetic towards your past losses when you're doing what you're doing right now to a girl that has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but talk about trying to find any excuse.
This is clearly an apter to create complex feelings on the reader. Do I lie? What do I think of this character? His motivations are so so confused and
Marty,
not mixing with other.
Matty.
are you trying to start a book club here? You're like the single wives who start a book club on this particular story.
Book club for fanfictions. That wouldn't be such a bad idea.
I think we do that already. In fact, we are doing one right now. Come to think of it.
Okay, Amy was now more confused than ever. A gazillion of questions were running up and down her brain.
I think I know what half of those questions were about.
Yes, and one of them had to be about Form 838.
You know, the fun part of this, and I use the term fun very loosely, it's that if this were to be a hentai, the first thing the girl would think while she gets raped was, oh no, I'm going to get pregnant at this rate. I am sadly serious about that. That's seriously the most used line you would have these girls have. Oh no, please don't come inside of me. I don't want to get pregnant. Never mind the fact that you're being violated.
Oh no.
And worst yet, dealing with the tentacle monsters. Are you seriously concerned about getting pregnant when a freaking monster is getting its way with you? That goes beyond every possible. What? What?
Madhog has suddenly had an existential crisis.
Yes, I just suddenly had
Well-
an existential crisis, as you put it.
Well, to be fair, a tentacle monster is something you don't want to get pregnant with.
But that shouldn't be the first. That shouldn't be the first thought when you're getting attacked by a tentacle monster. Your first thought should be, "Oh no, I'm getting attacked by a tentacle monster."
That's probably what the girl always thinks. They're like, the plates need doing. Oh no, I hope I don't get pregnant from the plates.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let me carry on.
Let's just go back to the least
Offensive
unsafe.
thing.
I was going to say the least unsafe topic that we could be focusing on at this rate.
Yeah, okay. She didn't even have the time to reorganize her ideas into rational thoughts. He began kissing her neck.
Oh boy.
Softly.
Oh boy.
I don't want to make a Tenacious D reference.
Why would you make a Tenacious D reference?
You know, the I wanna F you softly song.
Oh, that. Yeah, okay.
You should only use rape for once per story. When you use it multiple times, it just becomes cheap tactic to solve.
Well, technically there is not have been an actual rape scene yet.
Ah, so this is it.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Oh god.
Yay! That's the spirit, Matti! Oh my god.
Should we really be praising him for that? Anyway, she was tense. Terrified and tense. Have to stress how tense she was. Yet, she couldn't help but moan.
See? She's into it. That makes this whole scene okay.
No!
Might as well go with it.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't make it okay. In fact, it makes it worse for a variety of reasons.
Her black assaulter was covering the entire left side of the neck with his mouth. Must have been a really big mouth then. And she was simply unable to resist it, both physically and emotionally.
Wow, I really wrote a bunch of really messed up characters.
Yes, you
Didn't
did.
I?
You definitely did. You couldn't make sense of any of them.
But they're deep and complex, just like in those Rob Zombie songs.
Rob Zombie can go straight to hell, really, for all these horrible films that he made.
While doing so, his hands were having a good time with her body.
His left hand is Beavis and his right hand is Butted, and they're like, I'm feeling up, Butted.
What's the appeal of that show anyway?
We're awful human beings. Okay,
Much.
holding it by its side in a firm grip. He was about to do more.
Oh my god.
When something strange happened.
Hey, look! It's what's the term I'm looking for? Something to do with blocking? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it's happening right now.
His fur, from black, was slowly turning grey, and his eyes...
Oh,
What?
okay. This is actually my favorite part of this otherwise awful scene.
Okay, let's say what's in brackets here. Okay, actually, let me re-say this line again. Was slowly turning grey, and his eyes. In brackets, it says here, she could notice between her moans. And then back to normal reading. Were now greenish and cat-like.
So basically she was like, wait, what?
What?
Did Shadow turn into silver?
No.
No.
He is turning into someone, though.
Okay, let's see it. He stopped. He almost let his brother go.
In quotation marks.
Hence why I stressed it. He released the girl from his embrace. His fur and eyes came back to normal. Then he simply walked away, giving one last glare at the female hedgehog.
He was saying, I'll get you next time, Amy. Which
Which is not good in this context.
There has to be a way to make this scene funny. Let's think, guys. Come on.
I'm not feeling it.
Oh no.
Shut up! I have a headache.
Shut up, it's not like I like you or anything.
Okay, that would work.
It was the first thing that came to mind, and it took us away from the disturbing part.
Thank God.
Okay, so it's your line, I think.
Then again, now there is this line. Make no mistake, Pinky. It's Pinky and the Brain.
It's
Just Pinky and the Brain.
and Larry.
One and Larry. And the Bar and Matty. One is a maniac, the other demure. That's okay. I better not continue this song, otherwise we will go in really terrible lyrics.
Yes.
Make no mistake, Pinky. I will come back pretty soon, and when that will happen,
We'll have a great
will-
party with cheese sandwich.
you know what? Let's leave it at that. Let us not finish the sentence.
You might
Okay,
as well.
Okay, might as well finish the
You have
sentence.
to read it on your own, reader. Support the original release.
We will finish what we have started, because that's what I do to the people I love.
With
I
that,
sexually assault them.
with that said, he was gone once again. Amy Rose collapsed on her knees, and for the next few minutes, she cried silently, hugging her knees, feeling dirty. The little lost pink Riding Hood
Pink Riding Hood.
in the big bad wolf's forest.
Don't you mean big bad hedgehogs?
Is it
Yeah.
werehog? Is it werehog?
No werehogs, I promise.
Good. Well,
Also, okay, so I have to say, this was bad. Let's not dance around it. This was terrible, and I should be feeling ashamed
yeah.
of my 2008 self. But, with that said, is it really as bad as the first time this happened?
It could have been worse?
It could have been, but here's the thing. When it happened the first time, we were not ready for it. So it took us a bit
Of God.
off guard, yes. And it got under our skin. But the second time, we were expecting it, and we had the chance to become prepared for it. So it was not as bad as it could have been. Still pretty bad, though, but could have been
Yeah,
pretty
we
much
got.
worse.
Yeah, we all got Rambo'd up in between chapters.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Okay, so next person
Shane.
to narrate.
Change of paragraph. Mm-hmm.
I'm very sorry about the Tony J voice, everyone.
It did not help at all. Okay. Okay, finished drinking my water, so let's begin. He was finally out. Yes, he came out yesterday in front of his parents.
And they were quite fine with it, actually.
But actually he confessed to be bisexual, and nobody was fine with that. Because double standards. Actually, are they even double anymore? Maybe they're triple or quadruple at this time. But who cares? After swimming for some miles and other unspeakable efforts. A lot of efforts.
All the efforts.
Miles Tales per hour managed to exit that stupid hidden cave in which Shadow had left him. Luckily, the injuries he got from their fight were long gone by now. Another interesting effect of Chaos Control, because I just decided it had that effect. Because why not? Because Chaos, he discovered, was the ability to heal wounds, and that's exactly what it did to his and Shadow's. Sure, why not?
I don't think it managed to do anything with Shadow. Or are these about physical injuries?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Now, if you were talking about emotional injuries, that you cannot cure. I assure you. That you cannot heal easily.
Tails is talking here. Well, in a monologue.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Man, that guy is a puzzle. I wonder if I'll ever meet him again. Gee, I hope not.
I second that.
I think everyone doesn't want to meet him again.
I mean, if he does that to the people he loves, imagine the people he hates.
Yeah, he might make him sit in the comfy chair.
I mean, is Shadow freaking Ramsay Bolton? Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah.
He couldn't help but feel sympathy toward him. It's not possible to do so.
Does not compute.
Well, he doesn't know what he did.
Yeah, he doesn't. And I am surprised he never actually finds out.
But maybe it's for the best.
Enough with that. I need to find the others now and kick some XA butt.
Yay!
Yay! I gotta find my friends who are killing children!
And getting raped. Almost.
Harassed.
I don't get to do anything exciting.
Don't say that, Marty!
That last sentence sadly reminded him that there were only 3 days left before the unleashing of the Doctor's latest scheme and ellipsis. Okay, there is actually a listing here. 1. They still didn't know exactly what it was. Or better, they imagined it had something to do with those suspicious Eggmans marked Bigfoots in that GUN base, but it seemed too obvious somehow. Number 2, why the mad scientist was going to wait an entire week before launching the attack? Perhaps it wasn't still ready. Number 3, what part did Cosmo have in all of this? And number 4, was this meant? There is not actually a number 4.
I'm guessing that Eggman is planning to robotize plants.
No. Emphatically no. He would find out the answers eventually. Not too late, hopefully. Just the right time, the right moment, Not too early in the morning, but not towards the lunch break. Around 10, 11-ish, that would be great. That would be peachy. Yes. Perfect time to find out.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, who's this?
It's Speak of the Devil.
Hello, Miles! The Volpine stopped dead on his track. Oh, I'm dead! Boom. The story's over, I guess. No. That voice, that horrible, hateful, irritant voice, he would recognize it everywhere. I've been waiting for you. Dr. Eggman's voice said.
And then suddenly the colour fades and it goes, everywhere you look, everywhere you turn.
It's time. It's time to eat bacons and smash eggs, and I'm all out of bacon.
Oh boy. Okay, so again, change of paragraph.
Okay, Matti, you're narrating this time.
Cosmo was wandering quite randomly in the woods by now. This has been the key phrase today. Her mind was focused, needless to say, on tails.
Because why wouldn't it be?
For obvious reason, Sissy didn't know the outcoming of his fight against Shadow, and of course she was slightly preoccupied about it.
Slightly preoccupied. Slightly.
Yeah, she was using the rest of that preoccupation on other things, like, I wonder what I should have for supper.
Can we focus about the fact that, once again, she ran out of the freaking base? Again!
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 Cosmo is so useless. She knew that both her life and Tails' future were to be decided in battle, and she dearly hoped that Tails somehow had won it. Somehow.
Tails, I will find you!
Determination in her words. It didn't matter how frightening and dangerous that hedgehog could be, and she knew exactly how, having looked inside his soul. She would have never abandoned the kid's side again. She wanted to be with him forever.
forever.
Who wants to live forever?
Forever. Who wants to live forever? Also, Matti, could you raise the volume of your voice a little bit?
Yeah, it's. I was gonna say it's a tad quiet.
Okay. To be with him? Forever? Once again she felt strange, yet light-hearted at the same time. She just confessed to herself her feelings toward him. Another good reason to finding him?
Okay, I'm walking on sunshine. He's playing in the background. Completely tonally deaf in comparison to everything that's happened up until now.
Yeah.
Well, these are happening in different scenes, though there are one scene that is tonally dark and there's one scene that is tonally light. It's just
Yes, that's the problem. We have one paragraph, it's all fun, and then suddenly out of nowhere, a tented rape scene.
Well, it's only whiplash if it happens inside the scene.
Okay.
Whoosh!
Carry on, Matti.
She decided to investigate the source of it, and she found it. Well, did I go?
I think you skipped the line saying, then she heard.
Then she heard a soft cry. She decided to investigate the source of it, and she found, in an open grass field, curled into a ball of sobs.
Into a ball of sobs. Now that's a nice image.
Introducing our new product, sub balls.
So, into a ball of son of bitches.
What?
You know,
SOB.
SOB.
Son of-
It's an anagram.
No. No.
But I knew what you meant. I knew you meant crying.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
You could do a better job. Anyway.
What, a better job of messing with you?
Yes. Anyway. Blaze! It's
Immediately,
Blaze.
Cosmo ran to the direction of her newly acquired older sister.
Yes, because there was the whole scene with her and Blaze in which they actually proclaimed each other's sisterhood for no apparent reason other than, you're okay, you're alright, let's become sisters and all that.
You're cool. You're cool too. Let's be sisters. Okay.
Well, actually, Cosmo kind of somehow managed to cure her of her conflict at the time, except she didn't, because now she went back into it.
We
Just,
keep dragging her back into it.
Yes, I think she's wrote about as bad as a former villain character in Once Upon a Time.
Right.
Because, let me tell you, that show does not have a clue on how to write redemption arcs. It simply does not.
Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Oh yeah.
That is Cosmo.
Blaze! Blaze! What happened? Blaze, please!
Her bleedings, as well as her attempts to restrain her from the ground, turned out to be pointless.
What do you mean, restrain her from the ground? How does that work? It's like, okay, I'm gonna get you, ground, I'm gonna scratch you, and Cosmo is trying to actually prevent her from attacking the ground. That's...
Mi italiano, mi no understand English.
Look who's talking.
Yeah. The cat girl was a prisoner of her own mind.
Uh-huh. This reminds me of a song. My body is a cage. You know which one.
Okay, Blaze is talking here. Who is voicing her?
Devar.
Okay, I'll do it. Blaze has been a bad girl. Very bad. She burnt little animals because it was fun. Bad girl.
That does sound fun. Let's go out and burn animals alive.
The traumatized feline managed to mutter between her sobs. Cosmo was panicking. She didn't know what was going on with her.
Nobody does.
Then her gaze posed itself over a group of dismantled robot shells and small animals' burned corpses. And now she knew.
Well,
And
that was
knowing
easy.
is half the battle.
Well, I mean, that was easy. All she needed to do was really raise her head slightly to notice the massacre, not 2 feet away from the bowl of sobs. Oh boy. Oh no! Blaze! It's
See
like it's like everything I did for you did not matter, huh? Is that how it is? Worst sister ever.
She was almost experiencing physical pain herself for her sister's conditions. She was that empathetic.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Not wasting a second, she lied within the cat and embraced her with all her might.
With all her might!
Might! All their might! All their might! That made my day.
What's the
Oh,
ship that
and
doesn't sink? The friend ship.
The counter is officially a number 2 for all her might.
She wanted to console her, to make her feel better, to let her know that she was there for her, just like any real sister would do.
And also would be a better choice than Counselor Troy from Star Trek The Next Generation.
Okay.
Shh. Caressing the microphone. Shh. Don't cry, little Blaze. It's okay. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. Except Eggman's.
Well, it's true.
I'm here. I'm with you. Your sister is here for you.
Thankfully, it was working.
Sister?
Yes, it's me, the best sister ever. I won't leave you alone.
Promise?
I promise. We're a family, aren't we? I sure hope nothing tragic happens right after this.
Yeah, I mean, this is all taking place like 5 minutes after their last big sister thing.
I'm almost in tears.
No, you aren't.
A whole new warm feeling went through Blaze's body while her tears finally stopped.
What is this feeling now?
The two sisters stood there for a while, still embraced.
Can you repeat that, please?
The two sisters stood there for a while,
Thank you.
still embraced.
Yay! It's totally platonic, you guys.
Thank you, Cosmo. You saved me again.
That was easy. Again.
Again, so easy to help this woman.
Don't mention it. Well, sometimes somebody just needs to be hugged every once in a while to feel better.
Yeah.
Internet group hug, everyone.
Yeah. It's a group hug.
Stay away from me, you creep. I'm going to sue you.
Finally, they got up.
I thought they already stood up.
Now we'll have to find the others.
Let's split up.
Actually, it's the opposite. Blaze is the first line.
Now we'll have to find the others.
Hey, I have an idea. Let's split up, dear.
That's the dumbest idea that... I mean, it's better if we stay united.
You say that? Oh, I can see that.
The cat was taking a mental note to remind herself to cook in her leader's rectal on a barbecue when the story was over.
Rectal?
Rectal, yes.
Did you just...
Use your words.
I'm just,
It's an adjective. It's a synonym for ass.
It's supposed to be rectum, not rectal.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. Oh well.
Oh, I get it now. Sonic is the narrator.
He is not. Okay. Where to look?
Asked the Cedrian.
Well, how about that way, where there's a conveniently placed bush that we can hide behind.
The flaming feline pointed in a random direction and then rushed for it.
Okay, not 2 lines away from her saying that splitting up was a bad idea. What happens? They split up immediately. She just runs away towards that direction because she saw a bunny or something. And she was like, which way did he go, George? And which way did he go? And she left the Cosmo behind immediately. Worst sister ever.
Didn't even hold her hand. For shame.
Anyway. Yeah. Hi. Damn you guys.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the fold.
Hi. Wait up, sister. You left me behind accidentally. You moron.
Cosmo couldn't help but giggle at herself. It sounded too good to call someone that way.
It sounded too good, apparently. I was right. There's definitely more of you than meet the eye. Well, so right after, in a second, that Blaze leaves, running away like a maniac, Shadow appears, and Cosmo is alone with him. Oh my god, everything is going wrong. Everything is going wrong.
And it's all Shadow's fault.
She was instantly frozen at the spot. She knew this voice. She knew it all too well. She slowly turned her head only to come face to face with the very reason of her latest nightmares.
I'm sorry, Matti, are you becoming Scandinavian Tony J all of a sudden?
I think he wants to top me.
Shadow was just a few inches from her, watching her, judging her with his bloody eyes.
You know, I can't help but think of Bram Stoker with how he's talking.
And I cannot help but think that with this voice, you're actually far more comprehensible than before. It is impolite to look into someone else's soul without permission. What were you doing with Amy then? It's pretty much what you were doing, and you did not ask permission for that. I seem to remember. So, yeah. Hypocrite much?
Yeah.
He said, call.
So what? Are you going to assault Cosmo now? I mean, she's not that young compared to Amy, so really, where is the limit here? You bloody, disgusting, freaking character that I wrote.
Just as long as you don't write cream into this, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
About that.
No.
Story number 2.
No.
So, continuing on.
Oh, Madhog 2008, you angsty man.
Yes. Did not have any friends while in college. And came out of a pretty bad 5 years of high school that were pretty pointless in retrospect. So, yes, I was in a pretty depressing place at the time. So there's that to consider.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
The Sidrian was astonished and petrified by fear. The black one seemed to catch her bewilderment.
Bewilderment. Yes, Cosmo, I knew about your powers. I felt your accidental intrusion.
How can intrusion and accidental be the same? Is it like Goldilocks, how she accidentally tripped into the three bears' house, ate their porridge, sat in their chair, and then slept in their bed so conveniently? It was all an accident.
Little did the bears know this was all part of a overcomplicated process of constant tumbling over things. like a tumbleweed. I felt your accidental intrusion in air quotes when we met for the first time. I didn't like it a bit. Is this your losing virginity story, Shadow? You invaded my privacy and get to know things no one else besides me has ever known. Okay, somebody else needs to be Cosmo. Davar.
I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't tell anyone. I swear.
Ooh, she was really terrified now.
Why is the narrator being such a condescending prick now?
It's like he really is, enjoying seeing these people suffer.
Well, I mean, he is, but...
Seeing these shadows' gaze seemed to soften a little.
Don't worry. Since your foxy friend managed to win our little friendly competition, I won't kill you. Okay, so, here's the thing. One scene, one paragraph, Shadow is somewhat honorable and tolerable, keeping his promises and all.
Yep.
While in another scene, he is a freaking sexual maniac. It's almost as if he has a split personality.
It's almost as if a certain person triggers that.
No, actually, you know what the worst part of this is?
What?
He technically does have a split personality, but still, this was all Shadow doing all these things. So I cannot even justify that with the split personality excuse. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's just written completely inconsistently.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone else.
Just
Cosmos
like
ear.
real life.
And this is why story is not the game, because it makes the characters act illogically when they try to act the story out.
Okay, let's continue.
Cosmos' ears perked.
He won?
I know, right? I'm as surprised as you are. Well, there was outside interference by Dr. Knuckles Yankem DA.
Fox Jesus won.
Yeah, he did. Well, kind of. Sort
Yeah.
of.
The hedgehog was murking in the insides.
What?
He was smirking in his insides, apparently. His gut, his intestines, and a smile plastered all over them.
Yeah, they all have emoji faces all over his organs.
Yes, and we have the poop emoji in his lower intestines. He really cares about you. Even Shadow can tell. Well, He even turned down my offer to join me in the dark and red side and achieve ultimate power for you and his little group.
I'm telling you all this just so then you can have even more deeper feelings with him.
Also, I'm totally not bitter or anything.
He did?
Cosmos' heart was singing.
La
Shadow.
la 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 la.
Shadow nodded and then changed the topic.
Okay, that works for me. As far of what you know, or think to know, about my past, my dark and tragic past, that I totally have. Yes.
The girl was focused again.
If you will ever tell anybody about it, even accidentally, I will crush you. Am I understood?
She nodded. He's been deadly clear about it.
Good. You're a smart plant, girl, whatever.
And for the third time in one chapter, Shadow was gone, leaving
God
a
damn it!
cauliflower girl behind him.
God damn it! Again! Casual breaking of the fourth wall for no reason. that is immediately clear. That is.
And
This
also,
story, when we have managed to read the story over, I so want to read the comments.
Shadow, Shadow is the master of leaving. With his back turned, most likely.
Yes, and we have Ennio Morricone music playing in the background. All the whistling, the sunsets, and all of that. All the tropes.
Yeah. Okay, so we have another paragraph break here.
Devar.
I promise I will not do Tony J.
Okay.
What is
Go
strength?
for Christopher Walken.
No.
Matti, what did you just say?
Go for Christopher Walken.
No.
No. We do that a lot.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Yes, by accident most times, I assure you.
Mickey Mouse.
Huh? What is strength?
What is strength? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more.
I definitely cannot do Mickey for too long. Okay, true strength.
I can. Hey, Pluto.
Hello, boy. Pluto. Okay, true strength. Is it a mood? A way to act? A physical specimen?
A physical... It's a physical specimen. You know, I have it down in the lab. Jesus.
It sounds like the next mad experiment of Professor Hojo from Final Fantasy VII.
You just ruined the mood.
I'm a ruiner of moods and shippings. I thought we knew this about each other.
Oh yes, you broke all of my ships that one time. I still have a grudge.
Or something else. Whatever it may be, it was, ironically, not something that belonged to this broken echidna. Not anymore. Maybe not ever. Knuckles was still...
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo-hoo. So you killed a bunch of kids. Big deal. Grow up. It is so 5 minutes ago. Jeez, still hang up on that.
Unlike the children who can't. Knuckles was still standing in the middle of that mess, surrounded by all those bodies. Kids. Roboticized.
Robotized, whatever.
Mindless slaves of the Eggman Empire. They were alive no more. Unlike Sir Charles, whose mind miraculously remained intact, and only because the roboticizer was nothing more than a prototype in the time being, their minds were dead. There was no comeback for any of them. There was no way they could be John Cena and recover in like a week.
Or at least 5 months. Oh yeah, John Cena is back in the main roster, and he's immediately going to have a feud with AJ Styles, which is awesome! Anyway, that's...
I don't understand wrestling.
Still, the blood was still there. All of it. All on Knuckles' body. They were kids. Each and every one of them was. And he killed them. He slaughtered them. He crushed them. He was now crying. It was...
How could this happen to me? I kill a bunch of kids. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
So many feels.
It was very out of character for him to do that.
God, Jesus!
But, nonetheless, despised how he hated emotions, despised how he was trained and meant to be.
He was meant.
He was still made by flesh and bones.
Okay. Okay, we need to actually specify this. Not only was Knuckles made by, not of, by flesh and bones, it is the wrong kind of flesh. It's flesh with an A instead of an E. So basically, the flesh made Knuckles.
Yes.
So I guess in Italy they don't know the difference between A and E.
Yeah.
I did not know that flesh was spelled differently.
Yes.
That must have been it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've got my crossover here in my mind. DC's Flash was working with Dr. McCoy on Knuckles' body. They could recreate him into a now stronger echidna.
Oh yes, McCoy had a nickname Bones.
Yes.
So okay, that's even better actually.
He says to the Flash, "Damn it, Flash! I'm a doctor, not a veterinarian." All
Too
right.
slow.
He was mortal, and therefore bound to suffer.
I'm having flashback to I have no mouth and I must scream now. When we had this whole discussion and argument about life being basically made for the suffering, the moment that we established a self-consciousness, we become aware of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, that's basically the blissful state in Buddhism, that you go into this one great world soul and your suffering ends because you cease to exist.
All right. In the end, we all are. He finally realized that he wasn't alone in that scene. As a matter of fact, someone's been observing him for quite some time now.
It is the great silent observer that always watches and never does anything.
The echidna's face was now looking directly in the eyes of his guest.
Mother?
Espio's expression was contorted and twisted in ways that a simple description would never be able to define. He saw the corpses, and so their killer. A single figure standing in the middle of a massacre, the sole survivor, covered in blood. And Espio saw himself again, several years ago, in that fateful day.
Fatal.
Oh, fatal. Yes, sorry, I misread that. When he lost his first comrades, his family.
I wish Ross were to be here right now. This would have been so good.
Why?
Read the names that are mentioned down below.
Oh, I see. Vector the crocodile, Charmy the bee, Mighty the armadillo.
Yep. That's my mention of Mighty, and Ross is not here to enjoy it. Not that he would have a chance to, because they're all dead.
Solid Snake, Ibuki, the Brady Bunch, and Espio himself.
Nah.
They together were the Chaotix. They were young, enthusiastic, proud. They were mercenaries, and that damn good at it. They'd been hired by an anonymous client to rescue someone for some reason.
Yeah, that usually does not end well.
Espio had suspicions about this job, but he knew what the agency's policy said. Never turn down a job that pays.
Their policy should have been money first. Money up front.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a trap.
No! You don't say!
They have been chosen by Dr. Eggman himself as sacrificial subjects to testing his latest robot models.
That sounds like something Eggman would do.
Yeah, pretty much.
He does do turn animals into robots.
That was the first phase of his Eggman empire. He soon then realized the impracticality of the badniks, so he switched to the roboticizer to basically turn a real-life animal into robots themselves. All the while, he was actually building up the new SWAT boats and what have you.
Oh, right. Let me see, where was I? Oh, yeah. And so, they ended up in that forest, surrounded by all those robots. An army of never-seen-before badniks. An army of heavily armored, close-range combat-designed machines. An army of roboticized children.
Everybody gets to kill children in this story. Aren't you glad?
Yeah, everyone get in line. It's the new Disney ride.
Well, at least it wasn't their idea.
Well, yeah, they be planning to kill mothers. In that tragic day, Espio witnessed the massacre of his companions, I was about to say comrades for a moment, by the very tiny hands of those childs.
Completely spoils the moment.
All the while, he would slaughter them mercilessly in order to survive, killing all those innocent boys and girls. On that day, he was the sole survivor of the carnage, and to this very day, he still wished he wasn't. And now...
Okay, I should tell you, there is a piece of artwork that I made at the time that has Espio basically covered in blood with a knife and licking his lips. And I titled that artwork Espio Gaiden.
Oh dears.
Yeah.
And to this very day, he still wished he wasn't. And now, he was reliving the whole scene, with Knuckles in it. And here I'm gonna say that Espio's like, looking at Knuckles like disappointed, going, I could have played me better. Even after acknowledging the chameleon's presence, the once proud Red Warrior didn't stop his tears. Again, ironically, he didn't have the strength to do it. I had to do it, Espio. I had no choice. I had no... Espio slowly walked over Knuckles' direction, put a hand on his shoulder, and simply said, I know.
No! No! He talks! Damn it! The character is ruined, you guys! Damn it,
So
Damn
I
it, Espio, you had one character trait! Not even that! You have nothing anymore.
But now it's much more effective when he breaks the character to console his friend. It's so moving, you guys.
Yeah, clearly I was going for the effect, especially considering that he never talks again for the rest of this story.
So is Knuckles now cured from his psychotic episode?
Let's just continue.
Because I was trying to figure out, is this character completely pointless or not?
Okay, so...
This chapter. Is this chapter completely pointless or not?
Well, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Okay, with all that said, I'm going to flip this paragraph table over to Madhog.
Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to need my water once again.
H2O is the way to go.
Shut up! Anyway. And you, come back here immediately.
I am here. I was just having my own drink of water.
Alright. So, the doctor wasn't really there. It figures... Oh, come on! Cop out!
I know.
Cop out!
How dare
Cop out
you?
immediately! Just a complete cop out! Jeez! The doctor wasn't really there, it figures. The voice Tails was hearing was another registered tape from a floating radio right above him. That's interesting to me because I don't remember this scene in the slightest. So let's see what happens, shall we? Not a good sign. The last time he saw that thing, ellipsis, he dismissed the thought. This was too important. If you're listening to this registration, then you must have encountered my little messenger. And it means that you're about to face my newest minions.
Ha!
Wait, what?
Ha! I will tear them apart, no matter what.
Yeah, okay, let's be confident about it, Tails. With a bit of luck, you'll get to kill children too.
Oh dear lord.
Jeez, everybody gets to kill children nowadays.
Where I am already a kid, so it doesn't matter so much.
That's even worse!
Yeah, that's even worse.
Replied the kid to no one in particular. It seemed like a déjà vu. Dear Miles, do you remember earlier this week when my SWAT bots killed your parents and burnt your house and their miserable corpses to ashes? I will never forget my beautiful house, that it's now dead and flaming.
All the china, all the furniture. I miss you.
All the porn mags that I stole from the Mogeko Castle.
All the porn mag that had plant girls in them.
Oh my god, no. That bastard! Of course you remembered! Angry, vicious eyes were showed in the fox's face. What's so funny, Matti?
I was just imagining that there's this vicious eye suddenly appear in his face and cover his face. It was just worded funnily.
Okay, fair enough. Well, maybe, just maybe, things has been a little different from what they looked. Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! I just remember what happens now. Oh my God, it's horrible.
He has to kill his parents, doesn't he?
Well, thank you for ruining the moment, Matty.
We know it's coming.
I mean, it was pretty obvious, but still, damn it.
Spoilers,
The voice
Marty.
Yeah,
I think-
spoilers. The
I-
voice added with a purposely long pause between words, creating suspense. The Volpine's ears went straight at the remark. What did he mean by that?
I take pride in knowing beforehand what the story will unfold, or guessing.
You see, I've been doing a lot of stuff in my life. Killing people, burning down cities, tortures, robotizations. You got the picture. But there is one thing that I would never do. And that's wasting possible experimental materials. Something deep, disturbing, nauseating came up in the stomach of the Volpine as he realized what the doctor meant.
Did his parents burn to ashes?
That's what everybody thought. But they did not find the corpses. The voice
Because
continued.
they're ash.
The voice, well, the house was the ash. the voice continued. But of course, you know how annoying could be to hunt down your pesky little people. They tend to flee when they see me or my robots. I wonder why.
No.
And so I happened to found, oh god damn it, your family, and then I asked to myself, why not?
No.
Why don't send my robots to capture them, burning down their house, and let their only son to believe that they were dead for good? It sure sounded fun.
No, the ultimate cliche!
Oh, yes! Oh, you should have seen them, Miles. You should have seen them down in my lab, in my capital city, crying, suffering, bleeding, screaming your name.
No.
Miles, please save us. No, please spare us. No! Eggman's mockery of Tails' mother. It was quite amusing, I must say.
You son of a bitch!
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
what?
that this whole exchange reminds me of the Monkey Island 2 where LeChuck reveals that they are brothers, and he's like, "No."
If you're going to go that route, I am your father, Devar.
No, that can't be possible. We're the same age.
It is true. Look inside your heart and whatever. You know, it's not
I
really
time traveled.
If my calculations are correct, which they always are, you should be cursing at me like hell right now. Perhaps it's time for you to meet my latest badniks. My latest 2 badniks. Say hello! And so they came. Tails' eyes were wide. Out of the refuge. Tails' throat was dry. Emotionless faces. Tails' fists were clenching. And familiar features. Tails... poetry, everybody. Tails beat his lower lip into bleeding. His parents. A scream! Tails' a maniacal laugh. Eggman's.
Donkey?
A robotic... Shut up. A robotic voice. Vulpine alert. Vulpine alert. Priority 1. Kill the two-tailed rat. His father and mother's. Ouch.
Oh.
Before his brain could even register it, his body was already moving. Because that's what always happens. A kink on the head. Dead was his father. The voice still laughing. Ha 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 ha!
I'm not a rat!
A double tail whip. A body shattered. Dead was his mother. Still laughing. Ha 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 ha! Who wrote this? Lewis Carroll? Edgar Allan Poe? Better choice, actually. A punch on a nearby flying camera who caught everything for his master's own amusement. Laughs. A kick on the floating radio. The laugh stopped. An 8 years old... What?
These robots are not so good if a simple whip of a tail can destroy them.
Yeah, they clearly were not there to be, difficult to beat. They were there to get inside his skin, which mission accomplished. An 8 years old orphan, forced into a conflict he had no choice to fight, chosen by nature to do it. Nature was like, go and do it. I don't wanna. Yes, you do. Otherwise, no supper.
Oh, come on.
You will get no pudding if you don't eat your meat. How could you eat your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
But it's
Anyway.
made of screws and metal parts and oil.
Whatever. Chosen by nature to do it. Who just witnessed his parents' death? Twice. Well, technically the first time only the house died. So you see why I had to describe the house, but not the actual parents dying? All the way back to chapter 2?
Yeah, so it was misdirection.
Yes, how clever of me. But no, seriously, I was actually proud of this part when I wrote it back then. Oh boy. And he was the one who killed them. He vomited. For several minutes he did. until it was empty. Empty from everything. Pain, sorrow, feelings, all
Oh,
gone.
there's my lungs.
An empty shell of nothingness, a redundant shell of redundancy. Broken. And she saw it. Tails. And she feared it. Uh-oh. He looked back at Cosmo, but saw empty space instead. Mental trauma, alienated from reality, soulless, question mark in brackets? What?
What? Were you basically putting a note there for yourself to basically see if you wanted to really use this word?
No, he still had a soul. It was well hidden, though. Try to find it. His soul is Where's Wally, basically.
Definitely better than Finders Keepers.
She was sure of that. And she would heal him. She saw it.
Of course she would
Okay.
swear it, because, you know, she's fixing everybody.
Okay, so Aspie gets to kill children, Knuckles gets to kill children, Tails gets to kill his parents, Amy gets almost raped. Yep, that checks out everything from the checklist.
All is fair in love and war.
Okay, can you see why I needed some sort of a trigger warning for this chapter? This is the bad stuff happened for no reason chapter, basically.
Yeah, I can definitely
And all-
see that.
It's all of this basically to reinforce how Eggman is such a bad guy, you guys.
Yeah,
He needs to be stopped.
he was more evil than Hitler.
But there's so much drama and pain. It's so moving, you guys.
Yeah, well, it kind of worked at the time for the intended audience.
Nobel Award for Literacy.
Okay,
Yeah, well, it's fanfiction.net.
anyway, there's like one more paragraph. We can do this,
Okay,
guys.
okay, actually, this whole paragraph is just dialogue lines.
Alright.
And because it's a conversation between somebody with someone else. Now, I happen to know who this somebody and someone else are, and since they are both characters that I am bound to voice, I'm going to voice the entire thing.
Are these characters people we haven't seen before?
Well, one you have seen before. The other one, you were almost about to see him. One person's dialogue is in bold and italic, for some reason that I shall not reveal, while the other's dialogue line is presented in a normal fashion. There is a reason for that I shall not reveal right now.
Alright.
Anyway. Oh, come on! Don't be so hasty! We had fun with the girl, didn't we? Huh. No, we're not. Yes, we were. No, we could if you would let me get out. Forget it. I will never let out again. I will never let you. I will never let you out again. You caused enough problems in the past. Couldn't help myself. I love to inflict pain and sufferance. I crave destruction. Okay, so I'm just going to go out and say it. This is Shadow's other personality, which is not any different from his first personality. So what's the point of having two distinct personalities if they're practically the same?
Oh, I think it's obvious. This is like your carbon copy of Gollum and Smeagol.
That's good enough reason, sweetie. We're foolish, brother.
No, I cannot do this. Anyway, that's a good enough reason. Foolish brother, you really think you can keep me entrapped in your mind for the rest of the eternity? Ha! That's impossible even for you. The so-called ultimate life form. Mark my words, Shadow. When I'll get out of here, the first thing I'm going to do will be to make a real woman out of the pinky little girl of yours. God damn it. You know, fun fact.
Yeah.
This is the likable personality of the two.
Okay. Might be
Don't
so.
you
Uh,
dare! Yeah,
He's
don't
not
you?
Mephistopheles, right?
There isn't a character named Mephistopheles in any of the Sonic canon games or whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't
Because
know
time
what you're
travel.
talking about.
Oh, yeah, because time paradox.
No, because literally Mephistopheles is not the name.
Mephiles is the name you're thinking
Mephilus.
of.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
just potato.
Shadow Mephiles.
Mephiles, Mephistopheles, it's the same person.
Just kidding, brah. Did you just say brah? Did he just say bro?
Yes, he said bro.
Oh my god. Just kidding, brah. You're definitely getting softer, you know. Shut up, faker. Excuse me? I meant, shut up, brother. Whatever. Shall we finally leave this baffling forest and proceed with our plans? Indeed. Soon, very soon, I will avenge her. Then you will let me go out and play? Maybe. Yay!
Back there, I for a moment thought that you meant to wrote fucker, but accidentally wrote faker.
It's faker. And it was meant. It's a reference to Sonic Adventure 2 because all the fakers talk.
Okay, I guess the Shadow side personality is Gerald Robotnik. They are somehow fused together.
No, you were right the first time. No sense in delaying this twist, quote-unquote twist, but yes, his second personality is freaking Mephiles from Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. And, you know, it kind of makes sense considering that it's basically a shadow lookalike, that it's made of darkness. So he might as well be in something that exists in his mind.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's a much better use of Mephiles, all things considered.
Yeah, better than the whole, I shall take the form of the person who imprisoned me years ago because of time paradox issues.
Yeah, let's not touch that. So anyway, that was Chapter 8. Yay!
Yay!
As Mephiles would put it, yay! I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, it could have been...
So Shadow...
Well, I enjoyed reading it.
So Shadow, do you enjoyed it? I do not enjoy anything. Ever. Oh, okay, so Mephiles, did you enjoy this? I enjoyed this immensely, especially the part with the sorrow and the blood and the death of the parents. Ooh, it was so yay! Yay!
Yay!
Yay! I crave destruction. Okay. Sure. Well, I hope you enjoy both my Shadow and Mephiles voices because they're going to kill my throat.
Well, at least they were short, these bits.
Mephiles is going to have more of a central role in the coming stories, but nevertheless... Oh, guys, we're almost done with this story. We only have 2 chapters left, and they are not anywhere near as long as Chapter 8. So, yeah.
Yay!
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 That's becoming a thing, isn't it?
Well, that's because you ended it that way.
Yay! I know! Yay!
Talk about a really, really bad way to end a chapter with a guy saying,
Yes.
Yay!
Well, you know, we needed some levity after all that, after the freaking Tails killing his parents. Oh my god, this chapter was such a bowl of sobs.
Oh my lord. Well, I would admit this is not the worst I thought was going to be.
Yes, well, this is not the worst I've written in this saga either. There are a couple of stories that are far worse than that.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed too. We wanted perversions, damn it.
Damn it, Matty.
Well,
no, we didn't want that.
Well, okay, but here's something that you should really let it sink in. this old Shadow cross Amy romance, because it does eventually.
Quote, unquote.
No, it does eventually become that, which is bad.
This is all
and,
icky.
It's icky, as you put it. It is not the worst romance I've written for this saga.
Yeah, we know that.
Yes, no, I want you to think about that, because there is a romance in this story, in this whole saga, that's worse than you tried to rape me, and I like you for this reason now. So, yeah. So think
you
about
are
it.
Determined, so I guess why not?
But for now, we shall stop this. We can remove the ultimate trigger warning. And hopefully the last 2 chapters will not be as bad as this one. We are reaching the end of the week, which means the Project Doomsday is about to get unleashed with everything that it entails, and we shall find out what that is in the next couple of chapters. And I have been Madhog, thy master.
And I have been Devar mentally scarred Akvaron.
And I've been hedonistic actor.
Quotation mark in brackets. God damn it. And, well, I hope you enjoyed it somehow, if you had the stomach to sit through it.
Well, as Martin Luther said, the best way to fight against the devil is to laugh at him. So
wait, I'm the devil?
Well, come to think of it, it would make a lot of sense.
Now, okay, we established already that Ross is the devil.
Yes, because of that little campaign thing of his.
Even though Mr. Fluffy Bottoms turned out to be a very disappointing apocalypse, all things considered.
He still might as well be, since he sicked Marine men that could take off 5 health a go.
Yeah, we had far more trouble with the freaking military instead of freaking archdemon, which is embarrassing
and crazy
for everyone involved. That's for another time.
Yes, that's another time.
So see you next time, you guys, for the continuation of this epic saga, quotation mark in brackets.
So many feels.
There is nothing more to say other than yay!
Good night, everybody, and take care of yourselves.
Yay! Also, Blaze is still chasing after bunnies. And which way did he go, George? And which way did he go?
If you look deep enough into the blood, you can see the eyes, the torment, and the yays.
Froggy! Yay!